Okay, we want to talk about applications, but we really can't talk about them without making sure we understand the most basic functions. Okay? And the general form of the most basic functions. So you need to know all these forms. What kind of function is that?
Quadratic.
It's a quadratic function, right? And another form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. What's that?
Vertex form?
Sorry?
Vertex?
It's the vertex form, good, of a quadratic function, right? Okay? General form, vertex form, standard form, I don't care what they're called. These are the two forms that you need to use, right? So here you have we'll be sure to distinguish at least the vertex form, so you know that terminology, okay? And there's the other form. And there's another form. It's the y equals AF of x minus h plus k for your basic quadratic function, which indicates what transformations. What's the A?
Vertical stretching.
It's a vertical stretch. What's H?
Horizontal shift.
It's a horizontal shift. What's K? Vertical shift. You need to know transformations. Okay? We've only been talking about it for 3 months. You need to nail it. Okay? Because it makes it much simpler to understand what's going on and to remember what your basic forms are. Because the other basic forms that I'm going to give you, most of them, are just AF of x minus h plus k for the basic functions. So, this is the easiest one to see. Basic function, basic form. For any basic function. In every case, it's vertically stretched by factor A, horizontally shifted h units, and vertically shifted k units. Okay? So for f of x equals 1 over x, it's this. And you should be able to write it out for any of the basic functions. You should know what all the basic functions are. Okay? So if you have a problem that says, I have these points on the graph of the general basic square root function, you know what it means. Now, I'm not just going to let you hang out there and never say anything about that again until the exam. Okay? But you have to understand right now that you have to know what the basic functions are, you have to know what the graphs are, you have to be able to graph them quickly, and you have to be able to transform them and know what the numbers mean when you transform them. Okay? And then if I tell you that this point, and this point lie on the graph of this function, you can solve for A, H, and K. Okay? You have to be able to do that. Okay? Well, specifically, the one that I really want to address today, because we've addressed this many times with the thing about the perimeter and, you know, the width and all that stuff that we had last week. Okay, with profit functions and revenue functions, with the flow model. I expect you'll be able to do all those things. After this week, we'll be reviewing a lot. You know, try to pull everything together, and that's what we're really starting now. Okay? So we've also done it with the pendulum function, which is actually a composite of the reciprocal function with the square root function, right? And we've done that model. Okay, but the models I want to talk about now, and we've already done some of them, are exponential functions. Okay? Now, you have this. Okay, that's not quite a general exponential function, but that's one of the basic forms, and if it's this basic form, then you can use it. However, most general form is y equals a times b to the x. There are only two parameters. And if you have 2 points on the graph, you plug in the x and y coordinates and you solve the system, and we've done that. You've solved a number of these. Okay? So what we want to really talk about now is how to apply this into some common situations. So we're going to go over a few common situations and see how this works. Fair enough?